Good morning, YouTubers. Today you will need 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 6 tablespoons of sugar. And all of this is going to go into your dry ingredients. Right now, I am putting in my 4 cups of all-purpose flour. Notice that this is in a very small bowl, and that's because this will be added to our wet ingredients in our mixer momentarily. Okay, so we have our flour, and now it is time to go ahead and add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I personally prefer the Argo baking powder. But use whatever kind you're comfortable with. Okay, and then we'll just mix that up a little bit. We'll do more mixing once we have everything incorporated. Next, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And we'll add 2 teaspoons of salt. And last but not least, and oddly enough, in our dry ingredients, we're going to be adding 6 tablespoons of sugar. Once you get all of this together, then you're going to mix this really, really well. And now in a separate bowl, we're going to gather our wet ingredients. So let me go ahead and get all those ingredients moved to the forefront so we can get started. Okay guys, we're getting ready to do our wet ingredients, but before we do, I just want to give you this quick little tip. I'm going to need about 4 cups of buttermilk. And I rarely ever buy buttermilk because it's so expensive. So what I'm going to do is for every cup of buttermilk, I'm going to put just a little bit shy of 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. This is going to turn my milk into buttermilk. When we come back, you'll be able to see the results. Okay guys, we're ready for the wet ingredients. We're going to add 4 cups of buttermilk. Now this is a very big batch of batter. So, that's why I'm using so many ingredients. Please feel free to cut this in half if you're not making that many. Now I'm going to add 1 egg at a time, but in total I'll be adding 4 eggs. And that's number 4. The last wet ingredient that we'll be adding is our butter. I have here 8 tablespoons of butter. Some people would probably prefer to melt the butter, but that's not necessary. I like for my butter to melt in my batter. But please, to each his own. Now we have this mixed well, and as you can see, I have a lot of butter flakes here in mine. And I like it that way because the butter will melt as it cooks, and it gives you a nice buttery pancake, and that's the way I like it. Your next step is to add your dry ingredients to your wet ingredients. We're going to slowly add a little bit of dry ingredients, just a little at a time. Try to do it in thirds if at all possible. Hey guys, so I got me some good hot butter in this skillet, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a pancake. I've already made a few. I'm going to use a ladle to put my pancake batter into the skillet. What you're going to do is make a circle, just an O, not even a circle, okay? The letter O. Let it fill in the middle on its own. Keep your paper towel close by for cleanup. Now, you see how my pancake has a kind of funny shape? And that's okay. If you ever want to change the shape of your pancake, just grab a nice small spatula and use it to shape your pancake the way you want it shaped. But this one's okay, okay? Now, like I said, it'll fill itself in here in the middle. I'm going to try to mess it up a little bit so I can show you the effects of fixing the pancake, okay? All right. Now we got some really ugly edges, and we're just going to push them together, okay? And that'll help you fix a funny shaped pancake, all right? And I'll throw this little spatula over to the side because that's not what I'm going to use to flip my pancake. But let's talk about what you're looking at right now. Remember those flakes of butter I told you to leave in the batter? This is why. You see that butter? Ooh, sorry, I burnt myself. The butter melting there in the pancake, that ensures that you have butter in every bite of your pancake. You don't have to put butter on top of these pancakes because there's butter seeping all through it, okay? Another thing that you're going to be looking at is the bubbles. And that's some butter leaking out of the pancake. It gets noisy. Okay, see all these bubbles? These bubbles indicate that it's time to turn the pancake over. Now, when you get bubbles just all over the place, like see how we don't have many here, we want a little bit there. But once you start getting bubbles all over the pancake, then you know it's time to flip it. And there's also a smell that you can look for, but once you cook a few pancakes, you'll know that smell, okay? Alright, so I'm going to flip this pancake over. And once you flip a pancake, you'll notice that it will glide all over the skillet in the end, okay? So there you have it. We've made our pancakes, and now we can serve.